Yo, what's up? And welcome to another edition of It's Good to Know Ya, the unofficial, official podcast of the Horizon Middle School, where we take the time to get to know some of the people that make our school so gosh darn special. This episode is brought to you by the Stars and Stripes Marching Band and the always delicious Taco Bell.
Settle in, Jag Nation, because we have a special episode for you today. We're turning the spotlight on someone today who has made a lasting impact on our school and an incredible amount of students with her passion for music. From rehearsals to concerts, competitions, camps, and everything in between. She has helped shape not just musicians, but students and people. Her passion, patience, and sense of humor have left a mark that won't be forgotten anytime soon. Today, we're going to look back on the memories, the lessons, and the moments that made her career so meaningful. So sit back, relax, and get ready to celebrate an amazing career.
You know, it's been a while, Brian. Hey, you did a solo episode, I did a solo, but now we're back together.
Back together.
Powers united.
The dynamic duo is back.
That's right. For a special edition of this episode.
Yes.
Our homegirl, the legend,
Mrs. Bean.
Mrs. Bean. What's up, Mrs. Bean?
Not much. What are you guys up to?
Dude, interviewing you. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Dude, thank you so much for joining us today.
Oh, you betcha.
Yeah.
How long have you been teaching for?
This is my 32nd year.
32nd.
18 at Horizon.
Where were you at before that?
I did a year at Amherst, and then 6 years at Exeter Milligan, and 7 years at Overton.
Dang, that's quite the career.
So I've done everything. I've taught K-12. I've done 512. I taught Spanish.
Ooh.
I taught a couple years of German because I did not want to do a study hall.
Study halls can be very challenging.
They are.
Amen.
Well, it's hard to encapsulate a 32-year-old career in like a little podcast, but you know what? We're going to get some highlights.
Yeah.
And some reflections.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Brian, why don't you kick us off?
Okay, I'll kick us off. Is there ever a moment with a student when you realized this is why I became a teacher?
There have been many, many moments. I've had, throughout all of my years, I've had kiddos that I thought never would get it, or I didn't think they'd ever go on in band. And then they do. And especially where I don't get them, when you're at Horizon, I only get them for 3 years, then they go on to the high school. And when they see me as a freshman and they go, I finally can do this, that's why we do it. That's the best thing ever, when they finally realize that they can do it and they can't wait to share it with you. Yeah, those are pretty awesome moments.
Well, that's one thing that I kind of envy you, and when you get to see those 6th graders, 7th graders, 8th graders. I would love to be able to spend more time with some of those kids than just 1 year. So that's cool that you get to see them grow and then go on to high school.
And that's honestly why I kind of wanted my 8th grade band students, even though I have 55 in homeroom. But I've invested in these kiddos for 2 years, and I know them, and I know their families, and our own little family within this ginormous family that we call Horizon.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Like props to maybe some former students or a student. Anybody that sticks out in particular, somebody who grew a lot and that you're really, really proud of?
Oh, my goodness. Do you remember Sam Stevens? Now, we're going back a few years.
Huh?
Yeah.
Like, he had been my 3rd or 4th year here. All the way through, he just never acted excited about band, like he was being forced to be in there. His older sister was in there, and his mom just making him do it, and he just was like, ugh, and kind of played the trombone like that. But he went on all the way through high school and absolutely loved it. He was invested. And I'm like, yeah, that's what I like.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's good. You plant those seeds, and you don't really know how much they're taking right away. Like if he was making an impact and a difference in his life. And it's cool that you got to see that blossom.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome. Yeah.
Flipping it backwards, what's something you've learned about yourself from other students or staff members that they've taught you over the years?
I've learned a lot. First off, I've learned growing up, because you just continue to grow up. It doesn't matter how old you are. We're growing up all the time. And knowing how many of these kids come to school at 8 a.m. and have had to put up with more at home than I ever had to at that age, ever have to now. the responsibilities that are put on these kids nowadays, we're the last thing they're worried about. And on the other hand, how do you deal with the ones that nobody makes them do anything, so therefore they just continue to come here and do nothing? They have taught me how to handle those kids and understand how to handle apathy in a positive way and not a mean and yelling at them kind of way, because that's what they'd get at home. So those are the things that those kiddos have taught me.
And how do you do that? It means you have like a band of like 50 some kids or more, right? Of some varying abilities, some kids that don't want to be there, some kids that fake play. I was a fake player back in high school, all right? And so do that.
I will. That's where I'm really, really blessed that I have been able to have a team teacher for at least 6th and 7th grade. And so they go off and work with counterparts. This year, I have a former Horizon JAG, Savannah Mast, who wants to go on and be a music education teacher. And she has been job shadowing me all this semester. And so some of those 8th graders who, that fake playing she gets to journal about how she gets to sit by them and make them follow their music. It's been awesome. I'm like, you always will have something to write about. She goes, oh, yes, I do. But when you're by yourself and you don't have that, then that's just when you have to hold them accountable and say, okay, I'm going to see you after school. And you call the parents and you make them come in and, okay, we're going to at least get some of these notes out. Yeah. And usually 90% of the time when it's one-on-one, they do what they need to do. Yeah. They act like that in front of their friends because they're embarrassed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And they're teenagers and they're testing all the time.
Absolutely.
That's one of the things I had to learn when I first started teaching is like, you think that you're being mean by holding kids accountable and, being kind of strict with them a little bit. But honestly, I think most kids, they kind of like that and they want that because it gives structure and they kind of know what to expect. They know what they're going to get. Finding out that good balance of being strict and disciplined, but also being kind and building relationships with kids. Mm-hmm. They see that and they know that. I know all of the kids that you have had over the years know that might be strict sometimes and disciplined, but they know that you care about them and you'll go to bat for them and help them out the way you possibly can.
Well, I hope so, but that's why I'm a firm believer of routine. They know when they come in my room, this is what we do. We do it in this order because that's all they want. Kids want routine. I think that's why in the summertime, it's really hard. I mean, I have a hard time the first 3 weeks when we go into summer break because there's no routine and I have to establish a new one. And it's rough. Yeah. But once we get our routine figured out, then I'm okay. Yeah.
Well, you always have a lot of kids out for band too, so that says something about your class too.
Yeah.
Thanks.
You mentioned Savannah Mass job shadowing you, and you had like Daniel McCarty being a student teacher, and then another student teacher,
Alana Zimbelman, now Posfar.
Posfar. What advice would you give to new teachers, whether it be in general or for new band teachers, like somebody taking your spot?
First off, I've been very blessed these past 2 years. Dr. Alber from UNK and I are partnering with his secondary methods class, and they use our band room as their music lab. So I give them assignments, and they have to come in and they have to actually teach what they're learning and get real classroom experience before they even go out and student teach. And there's one of the students that we had. She is now down in Southern Valley. And she just reached out to me this morning and we were just kind of through Messenger talking. And she said, I have to quit trying to compare myself to other teachers who have been teaching for longer than I have. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that right there would be the absolute first thing I would tell kids is you're a first year band teacher, music teacher, whatever, even in anywhere. You can't compare yourself to anybody but you. And your first year is not going to be easy. It's just the facts of life. Yeah. Because you don't know what you're doing. You're in the fear of the unknown. And so you're kind of in survival mode. Yeah. And then second year is, oh my gosh, what did I do last year to do this? Yeah. So then you're like, so I would write down also, okay, when we got done with marching season, okay, write down, these are the things I did. These are when things are due. And just if you kind of give yourself some notes, so on your second year, you can be like, oh yeah, that's what I did. And ooh, that didn't work well. And most importantly, plan. over plan. You are not in a position where you can walk in and wing it. You haven't taught long enough.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Heck, I've taught for a long time. I still struggle. If I don't have a really solid plan
Yes.
for the day, I'm like, oh no, what am I going to do? I've taught for 25 years. So it's like, you always have to have a plan. Yeah.
Yeah. And always over plan.
Yep.
Always.
Yep.
Especially in middle school. You can't give 5 minutes extra.
Nope.
Nope. Sorry.
No.
High schoolers, you can give them 5 minutes. It'll be fine.
Yes.
Middle school?
Yeah.
Oh, heck no.
You're sometimes you can't even give them 2 minutes.
Yeah. That's great advice of just figure out who you are. Who do you want to be? Don't try to be anybody else. I tried to be Mr. Stecker when I first came here, and there's only one Mr. Stecker. I tried to be Mr. Howard. There's only one Mr. Howard.
Yes.
You just have to be you. You always try and model yourself after good people too, and who you can look up to and trust, and that's good too. But you got to find your own groove. Too.
Yeah, you do.
Say, comparison is a thief of joy.
Yeah, it is.
Definitely. So 32 years. 32 good years. What are some things that have changed a lot over the years?
I was looking at what's really, really weird is how many times do you look at your emails at the end of class or before class starts, before you start teaching? That didn't exist when I started teaching.
Right.
And so you went to your mailbox multiple times through the day because that's where you got your information. And so that was the big one that changed for me is, oh gosh, we had the paper, that had the little holes on the side that you don't.
Yep.
Dot matrix. Yeah. Yep.
Gosh.
Yeah.
And so the technology, but just how teachers communicated with teachers. And my first year teaching, my mentor was the choir teacher at Lexington. Well, there wasn't emails for them to check on you, or you just didn't do that. And so she only called me like once to see how I was doing. And so that's why that's one of the things I want to do is go out and mentor new music teachers and actually be a presence, because when you're full-time teaching, you can't be a mentor. You don't have time to do that. No. And so those are the people we need to tap into and have them help out those new teachers.
You talked about mentoring and how important that is for you. And who are some staff members that you can say at Horizon that kind of mentored you or shaped your experience here at Horizon?
Oh, well, the ever-famous Kip Peterson, Steve Lydiot duo. There's no better duo that we've had. And for those teachers that didn't get them, those guys were top notch.
Yeah.
They truly showed what compassion was and how to handle people and never get keyed up. They just would always be like,
Counseling background that they had.
Yeah.
Really, really helped them be good leaders for our school and models for teachers and students both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but no, I don't know. There's so many. I mean, you two. I mean, the things that you guys do for our kids. Back when you were teaching history, Mr. Howard, and you two would get together. You would just do the greatest reenactments of everything. The Alamo and. Go build a bunch of cardboard, just those things, and just watching the experiences that you give our kids. That's just so meaningful to me. And I'm like, yeah, I got to do stuff like that and make things more meaningful. And they're going to always remember those things. And how can I take those things that you guys get to do in history, and how can I put it in my room and help them make certain parts memorable? And I remember when we did this and those kinds of things. Or our 7th grade team and the seniors in high school talk about the homeroom Olympics.
Yeah.
They just think that's the best thing ever. And so just those things that we can give them, those are, that's mentoring to me that I have received here at Horizon from you all.
We have a great staff that's very positive with kids and always willing to try new things, step outside their comfort zone, and do what's best for kids.
Yeah, put in the time. Those
Yes.
are all labors of love.
Yes.
It's the
time and
passion.
effort.
Yeah. Passion.
I was always jealous that I couldn't be in Mr. Piper's, like his JLO Tolkien class. And, oh, gosh, I would have given anything to take in that 10th period.
He has had so
explore.
many kids sign up for that 10th period, like every year.
Yes.
Every time he's like, I'm going to do the same thing. Don't care.
Yep,
Still
don't
want
care.
to be in
I
here.
want more.
Yeah,
I want more.
exactly.
Every time. Like,
Because
okay,
there's always,
all right.
oh gosh, I mean, that might just be something, okay, when is that offered?
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm
Right.
going to be a visitor.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Having so many kids, so many experiences, What's one thing that you hope students remember about being in your classroom?
The appreciation of music. You don't have to love playing your instrument. You don't have to love band, but I sure hope you're not ignorant toward it, and being supportive of those who do enjoy playing in band and doing those things, but just that they have a better appreciation and understanding, and looking outside the box and just seeing the opportunities that are out there that they might not have known about. That's what I hope they understand.
Yeah, it makes me think of your guitar class you offer. There's kids that aren't in band. They're in your guitar class, teaching them how to play an instrument. Just the joy they have of learning how to play an actual song. It's so cool when you invite me in there to go watch them play. Whether it be John Denver, there's some other ones like...
Rock Me Wagon Wheel.
Yeah, Wagon Wheel. Oh, I love that. I think I was
yeah.
singing that one day. So many good things. But to see their face, their confidence grow
Yes.
from that, and really appreciate what it takes, because playing an instrument's hard. Playing guitar is hard, but they can do it.
Yeah.
They can do it. Yeah.
Then not only that, but another thing I want them to take away is you have to be a productive member of society. So when you're playing guitar, you're a part of a band, and nobody sits on the bench. Every part matters, and that's being a productive member of society.
Yeah.
And that's another thing I hope they take away from that is you matter in this world. We need you.
Yeah.
You always matter.
I know my daughter Madison, she comes home and she talks about guitar all the time, and it's very cool that you share your passion for music with kids, and they see that and they feel that, and it inspires them too.
Oh, I'm glad. Yeah.
When you do get ready to leave, as you reflect on your time here, what's your legacy? What do you hope your impact is when you go out these doors for the last time? But before you come back again to visit us and do all your other stuff.
Mm-hmm. Again, I hope that they understand, not only the kids, but everybody here at Horizon, you have to be able to laugh at yourself. You know what? We're all going to make a mistake all the time. That was one thing that I've really learned is I'll be the first one to laugh at myself or say that I've made a mistake here. I screwed that up. So knowing that you're going to do that and be confident to say, I screwed up. Be able to say you're sorry. Those are the hardest words to say is I'm sorry, and could I please get some help? Those are very, very important things to be able to do in life.
Yeah, you're right. Those are tough things for people to say, I need help or I'm sorry. It's a great life lesson.
Yeah. And then I just saw this the other day, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is one I'm going to memorize because I love it. I had to write it down here. So it's hurry kills presence, worry kills peace, doubt kills faith, ego kills love. Now let's read it from right to left. Presence kills hurry. Peace kills worry. Faith kills doubt. And love kills ego.
That's really cool.
Yeah, that's good.
I just ran
I never
across.
would have expected reading it backwards is like more powerful than reading it forwards.
Mm-hmm. But
That's
if our
cool.
kids can just learn, and the biggest one I feel is peace kills worry.
A lot of kids that have a lot of worry.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of worry.
Like I think that's 99.8% of our problem
Oh, for sure.
in the middle level is worry.
They spend a lot of time worrying about stuff that's they can't really do anything about. It's
Right.
not in their control at all.
Mm-hmm.
And it takes up so much mental space, and heart energy and brain energy. It's tough.
Very tough. You know, you've been involved in a lot at Horizon Middle School. You know, you've done a lot of things for our school and a lot of things for kids. What traditions and values or lessons do you hope continue after you leave? Anything that you've done that I hope that continues.
Okay, the Veterans Day program. Every year I'm like, okay, we can't do any better than that. And then we do. Then it's like, oh, we can't do it. I hope that continues because that is so near and dear to my heart. Is just, let's just keep one up. And it's not like we even tried to do it, but it just ends up happening. And that's such a great feeling. And this last time that we were the ones that hosted it, we had more student involvement, which I really liked. And I just hope we continue to strive toward that and just have those students take on more of that ownership of, this is important stuff, so we need to make sure it is good.
Yeah.
And the coming together, as a staff, we always come together. I love that about our staff.
Can you tell us a little bit more about Veterans Day? Why is that so important to you?
My grandpa was in World War II, my mom's dad, and I really wish I would have thought more to ask him more questions. But, those guys didn't really want to talk about any of that stuff. And when he did want to start talking about it to my late husband, Joel, and myself, he was not in good health, and we just never got to know more of what his legacy was and his role in World War II. And then fast forwarding to when I met my husband, Joel, and he was in the military, and he was still serving at 31 years, and just things that they went and do. So he got to go to Honduras and help create good, clean water for them to drink from. He got to go to South Korea, and he got to give the English lessons, which he still giggles about today. He would still laugh about that. He was elected to be the Nebraska National Guard representative to go to Scotland and learn how their National Guard system, which is called a regiment, how they work. And then we got to host, since he was the winner, we got to host Scotland's person that they sent over. So we got to spend 2 weeks with that guy. And it was just those things, and just being a spouse of a military soldier, National Guardsman. Every year I've just gotten more passionate about, more patriotic, and just what we are. When he passed, and Caleb has continued going on into the military, and we have to be proud to be Americans. We've got songs that say that, but it is absolutely true. We need to be proud of what we have. We are so fortunate. If we lived overseas, there are countries where women can't even be educated. You don't even get to listen to the type of music you want to listen to. Women and children don't have a voice, like the dogs are treated better. We just don't even realize what we're so blessed in having.
I'm always so amazed around Veterans Time. I ask all of my history classes, how many of you know someone that's a veteran or is an active member in the military and the service? And at least 80 to 90% of the kids raise their hand. Like, everybody knows a veteran. Mm-hmm. Everybody. As 8th graders, I really start to understand and how important our veterans and how important our military is. And I think they have a really good respect for our military. And that Veterans Day program is so awesome, and such a great day. Have so many veterans come in and honor them. And getting the kids involved, you're right, it's huge. It's a really big part of it. And I think the veterans really appreciate the kids doing more in that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely too. They do.
Because they're the future. Mm-hmm. Instead of us running it, the more the kids do, the better it is.
Absolutely it is. Yeah. And, even just think back, you guys can say exactly what you were doing on 9/11 that morning, can't you?
Oh,
you remember
sure.
that.
100%.
And I think that's really when we became more patriotic again. Yeah. What were you guys doing that morning?
I was finishing up a homework assignment in college that I did not get done the night before. So I woke up and my alarm went off, and it was talking about a plane hit one of the Trade Center buildings. I'm like, that's kind of crazy. So I turned that off. I went to the other room, started typing out, and then I had the news on, and then all of a sudden another plane hit the other tower. I'm like, uh-oh. And then then that feeling of that dread and fear, it's like from my throat all the way down my stomach just took over. I remember walking around like UNK that day, and everybody just like in the daze. It was surreal. I remember one of our professors kind of reassuring us, "Hey, it's okay. We're gonna get these guys. You're gonna be safe." But it was surreal. Talk about taking things for granted. Other countries deal with this a lot. To stop those attacks. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I've been blessed to only be a part of that one time. What about you, Brian?
Yeah, it was my first year of teaching, and I was just fresh out of the gate, and I ended up having emergency surgery. I was like bleeding internally, so I was at home recovering while somebody was covering my class for me, and I'm like watching on the TV, and I wonder what's going on at school right now. How are kids reacting to this? Because I'm laying on the couch just kind of freaking out a little bit, like, what in the heck is going on? Definitely remember where I was at, and wish I could have been here with the kids and supported them too.
Yeah, I was at Exeter Milligan, and I had gone to Milligan because those kiddos didn't have to get on the bus until 8 o'clock to come over to Exeter. So when I lived in Crete, and so I drove to Milligan, and I could get 2 lessons in before they had to get on the bus to go over. And so when they were getting on the bus, then I would drive over to Exeter, and I was driving when the first tower hit. And by the time I got parked and got into the band room, that second one, and we got the TVs out, and they were just on all day, and we were just all just shocked. Yeah.
Thank goodness for our military.
Yeah. And for the leadership that we had at that time. Yeah.
It's a hard transition off this one.
It is, yeah.
Well, awkward transition.
There
So what's your next step in life, Stacy, after we leave this, man? So what do you got planned? I know you said some mentoring, but what else do you have planned for your life?
You know what's going to be the hardest thing is I told myself for the first semester, I'm doing nothing. And I really think I'm going to have a hard time with that.
I don't think you can do it.
It's going to be rough. I do have to, and here I say that, and then I already have a student teacher that I'm going to be a supervisor for, just one of them, down in Southern Valley. So I'll go down and check on that individual 3 times. But golf, thinking, okay, I can go golf with my dad, and I do have a stack of books that are calling my name. I'm very excited about that. But and it's not that I can't not do anything, but to not feel guilty about doing nothing. That's going to be the challenge.
Well, you're just sharpening the saw. Yeah. You're balancing your life. Like, you got to take care of you, too.
Well, and I tell these 8th graders all the time this year, we're all going into the fear of the unknown. I said, for 50 years, I have got up and gone to school. I've been going to school since I was 5.
Right.
50 years.
Yeah.
And now I don't have to get up and go to school. I'm right there with you. I'm in the fear of the unknown. And they're like, oh, I didn't think about that. So I totally get I get how you guys feel right now.
It'll be a great time for you to recharge the batteries.
Oh, yeah.
Come back at it gangbuster. So
Yeah.
So what are you going to miss the most about Horizon?
Oh, you know what it is. It's always the teachers and the kids, You hope that just because I'm not here, because let's face it, how often do you guys see me in the building? I mean, we all get into a room and you don't see anybody because we're just surviving. I'm just going to miss that opportunity to see everybody. That just means I have to make sure I get to see everybody. And that's simple. You just schedule things. Let's all get together and do this and just keep it going. Easier to do your first year out. Got to make sure it's still happening your 5th year out.
Right.
But yeah, just missing the kids and the teachers, because it's a great place to be. Oh, best.
Yeah.
Well said.
It's pretty swell here.
It is a swell place.
It is.
I think ahead to that too. Like, I'll miss the kids and the staff a bunch.
Oh, yeah.
That routine, and like you say, getting up every day, coming to school for 50 years. It's hard some days, but the majority of the time, it's awesome. It's fun to be here and be around kids and positive people.
Mm-hmm.
Students, time for a pop quiz.
Oh, you know that sound. That's right. Pop quiz time. Mrs. Bean, you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, go. If you had to describe your time at Horizon in 3 words, what would they be?
Fun, interesting, kind of scary.
Scary is a good word. That's a great answer. All right. What's one classic teacher phrase that you've said 1,000 times or more?
No, you cannot go to the bathroom right now.
Oh, man. That is.
All right. With that, what's something only teachers can truly understand? Only teachers.
Okay, it's 11 o'clock. Now I get to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Teachers have to learn how to hold it.
Yes.
Definitely for a long, long time.
Yes.
It's probably not healthy.
Probably not. Y'all all are going to love us in our 60s.
Oh, yes. All right. If you wrote a book about your time here at Horizon, what would the title of that book be?
Oh, my 8th graders from last year would know this. So it would be called The Tuck and Fluff Laundromat. And it's because when we march, because kids don't tuck their shirts in anymore. And so I'm like, okay, you guys got to tuck and fluff. And they just look at me like, what? And so I'm like, tuck and fluff. And I always joke about how if I would have a laundromat.
Oh, that is great.
That's good.
So I'm going to call it the tuck and fluff.
Man, I tuck and fluff every day.
All right, in band, whether it be your personal band or in school band, what's your all-time favorite song to play?
Oh my gosh. Well, you know what? We're doing one of them at the 8th grade concert. It's Pirates of the Caribbean. Oh, that's such a great soundtrack.
That's good too.
Yeah, so that one's one of my all-time favorites, yes.
Awesome. All right, weirdest talent that you have.
Oh my. The kids always wonder how I can do, but I can like with my double tonguing and triple, and they're
Oh, that's great.
and one year an auctioneer's like, you would make a great auctioneer.
It's pretty talented.
That
That
is
was good.
That's good.
I didn't know that I was going to go. I didn't think it was going there, though. All right, you've done a lot of traveling, and you could probably do some more. What is your most favorite place you've ever traveled?
Oh, in a heartbeat, I'd go back to Athens, Greece right now. If you said I had 2 hours to pack and get on a plane, I'd be like, let's go. Oh, that was amazing. The history, there are olive trees that are thousands of years old. Oh, it's so cool.
So cool.
Mm-hmm. I'd go back there in a heartbeat.
Okay, if they made a Stacy Bean teacher action figure, what would the accessories be that came with it?
Well, oh my goodness gracious. Of course, you'd have to have a baton and probably, like a megaphone because I'm always so loud.
That's one thing I'm going to miss about you. Taking those kids outside and marching them through the parking lot and playing the band. Like, I
know.
Going to lunch and seeing you. It's like, they do everything you tell them to do, too. It's so fun to watch.
Yeah,
you don't need a megaphone.
Yeah,
you
don't need
got
a
the
megaphone.
voice.
Well, I would have to have the poster that's in my room. I yell because I care. I cared a lot today.
That's a great
Ooh,
quote.
that's good.
I care a lot every day.
Yep.
Well, Mrs. Bean, you are wise beyond your years, and you have lots of great stuff to share with everybody. What are some words of wisdom you have for the kids at Horizon Middle School and staff as you leave?
I have to say, always have your blinders off. Always look through all of the lenses, because something that looks maybe silly or stupid to you is not to somebody else. Maybe you want to do something this way and you can't understand why these people don't want to do it that way. Why won't it work that way? Or why do they enjoy doing something I don't do? Always be accepting. Always look through all the lenses, because it takes all of us to make up this wonderful world and this wonderful school that we work in. And there's a reason for that. It's because we all need to look through all the lenses.
That is true respect. That's like my number one rule in class. Just be respectful to yourself, your peers, everybody around you. Seeing through the lens of everybody is absolutely respectful.
Ms. Bean, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for your 32 years of service. Thank you for being our friend and a mentor and role model.
Oh my
you're the
gosh.
best. Legit.
You are awesome.
Thank you.
All the stuff you've done for our staff, all the get-togethers, your band, all the things and events you've organized for us. We got some crazy big shoes to fill, and there will never be another Mrs. Bean.
Yeah, you're a huge part of our school. A huge part.
Dude, legend. Everybody who's had you in class loves you, and we're going to miss you.
Thank you guys. I'm going to miss you guys too, because you're awesome.
It's good to know you, Mrs. Bean.
It's good to know you guys too.